What's up everyone, welcome back to the channel. Hope you're having a great day. Today I have a quick video for you guys, just giving you some insight on equipment or tools that people use for the gym, such as weight belts, wrist straps, knee straps, and whatnot. I know a lot of people have some thoughts about, I don't want to use this because I'm not going to strengthen this. I don't want to use this because I don't want to look like a sissy. And then there are people out there that say, oh, well, I need to use this because my back is completely injured. I need to use this because my knees are destroyed. All fair points. There are good things and there are bad things about both sides of them. But there are also reasons to use them. Again, I will be talking about why people use them and kind of talk about them a little bit. I'm not going to dive deep into the scientific purposes of every single item I'm going to show, but just a quick video on these tools and why people use them and why I think you should be utilizing some of them within your workouts you have going on today. So with that being said, let's get into it. All right, the first item I'm going to talk about is the wrist strap. All right, these are typically used to hold weight for an extended period of time to get past the lack of strength in your grip. All right, with that being said right there, you might already be saying, well, I want grip strength, I want stronger grip, and that's perfectly fine, that's great. But if you were to limit yourself to no straps and continually working these exercises based on your grip strength, you are never going to grow the intended muscle to its full potential because you're going on your grip strength alone. Let's just say your deadlift, all right? Your back muscles, your leg muscles are way bigger and stronger than anything that's in your grip strength. So if I deadlift with no wrist straps, I'm going to stop my exercise when my grip gives out because I can't hold the bar anymore. But that doesn't mean that my back and my legs have been exhausted yet. So again, there is a benefit to using these and a purpose. All right, but going into your workout planning, all right, you don't want to just use these for those workouts because yes, you do want to improve your grip strength, and there are other exercises out there to help you improve your grip strength. So for example, when I do my shrug workouts, I have an exercise with dumbbells that I use wrist straps so that I can solely concentrate on the trap muscle itself. Then I will do a shrug workout with a barbell with no wrist straps so that I'm still working the trap muscle, but I'm also getting some work into the grip strength as well. All right, the next item I'm going to talk about is the wrist wraps, okay? These are used, like most of the other items that I'm going to show you, for stability, okay? These aren't going to help you hold a weight longer or become stronger or anything like that, but what they're adding is stability. A lot of people that bench press, when they get to a certain weight, you'll notice that they start having some wrist problems and whatnot. And that's exactly the problem. There's a lack of stability within the wrist, and that weight is just compressing that wrist and causing injury. All right, so people will add in these to their workouts, okay? They'll wrap them on their arms, all right? Wrap them around, not too tight to cut off the blood flow, but basically create that stability within their wrist so that when they're doing those exercises and pressing, that the wrist is being kept together and not just moving all over the place. You don't want unwanted movement, and that's, it's going to be the same with the weighted belt for the spine and the knees as well. Anything that you do in lifting, you don't want any unwanted movement. All right, of course there is going to be movement, hence why I can still move my wrist. Okay, but we don't want unwanted shifting movement that is a lack of stability, causing slips, pains, discs, all sorts of injuries within those joints. Notice that if you do use these, you will when you do bench, you will feel a lot more comfortable with your wrist. All right, but again, same thing with the wrist straps. I urge you not to solely use these on every single bench, because what you don't want to do is create a weak jointed muscle. Okay, so when you start out, when you do some of your lifts, take them off, do the lift. All right, let the wrist still gain some strength. And then when you're going for your PRs and these really heavy weights, all right, put these on to help with stability. But as you break back down into, if you're doing a build up pyramid, build down pyramid, make sure that you are taking these on and off to ensure that you are building stability, stabilizing muscles in the wrist, because what you don't want is for this wrap to be doing all of the work, and then when you don't have that on your wrist, some kind of functioning exercise or something in real life occurs where you're having to lift something, and now you don't have anything providing stabilization, and now your wrist just sprains. So ensure that you are doing a mix of both. All right, the next item we're going to cover is the weight belt. All right, there's all different sizes, types, and a million different things out there for weight belts. I'm not going to get into different types of weight belts, but really the purpose is, like I mentioned before, stability, unwanted stability. If you've ever used a weight belt before and you've lifted a heavy weight, or really any weight, when you're prepping to do the lift, you're inhaling, not necessarily holding your breath, but you're bracing your core. And what that does is it creates stability in the spine, so that when you do the movements, there's not unwanted shifting, unwanted movement that can cause disc damage, spinal damage, or just other your hips or anything like that. And so when you don't have a belt on, you can still do it by bracing your core and keep having it tight enough. You see plenty of weightlifters out there that don't use a belt. But again, if you know your body better than anyone, so if you're bracing your core and you're doing a squat and you still feel a lack of stability, a lack of just continuity all the way down, a belt may be for you. And again, you can put the belt on, do your same brace, and you can feel how much more stability you're going to have in your spine and just really your entire movement. All right, the whole way down. Again, I'm not going to sit here and say that the belt is going to allow you to lift more weight. It's, yes, obviously if you progress in lifting weights, the goal is to get stronger, faster, and all that stuff. But the purpose is for stability. So if you have back issues, if you think you have bad form, these are all things that you want to consider when looking into the weight belts. All right, but again, it's not something you're going to use that's going to be a cure. So just like all the other items I mentioned, don't just use the weight belt. Don't just going to the gym wearing your weight belt, keep it on the entire time without adjusting it, and just use it for bracing the entire time, because then your body's going to be used to it, so that when something happens where you're attempting to do a functional lift or anything like that without a belt, your body's just not going to be able to adapt without the belt because it's not used to it. So definitely do some exercises without it, some with it, and just feel your body. When I do squats, I am feeling my body the entire time. Okay, how did my spine feel that time? How did my core feel that time? How did my hips feel that time? If I need to put the belt on, I put the belt on, I try it. If it feels great, maybe I can take it off, maybe not. But again, it's just a tool you can use to help really create that stability for yourself. All right, and the last item I'm gonna talk about is the knee rep. No surprise here, it's about stability, support, compression. Nothing really different from any of the other items I've shown you so far. It's just a different part of the body. All right, you might see people with knee sleeves. It's a similar concept. They're just providing that support to create stability within the knee for no unnecessary or unwanted movement. It doesn't mean that you have a knee injury or that knee is weak. It's just, hey, I'm taking preventative measures to make sure that there's no unwanted or unnecessary movement. Again, this is another item that you're going to want to test out with and without. Don't go right into heavy lifting with no knee support and then blow out your knee. All right, you go into the gym, warm up, try out your exercises with and without the straps or knee sleeves, and just feel your body. All right, but they're very, very helpful tools when you do have an injury or when you're going up in weight and whatnot. There have been times when I have pain within my knee where I cannot even squat, leg press, nothing. And I put these wraps on and I can do all those movements pain-free. And that's just because of the support that they're providing to help stabilize the knee and actually help build that good cartilage within the knee. So with any of these items, you know, again, it's not that you've already been injured. They could be preventative devices to make sure that your body is taking the necessary precautions to ensure there's no unwanted movement so that you don't have any injuries in the future.
Not to run away.